What is artificial intelligence? I thought I will start with a short series of artificial intelligence. Now, let me state for one, I am not an artificial intelligence expert, but I've done enough analyses and worked with data often enough in my life and worked with data analyses, quite sophisticated analyses, to have a pretty good understanding of what it is. Now, everything around us, including every component of our bodies, from our hair to our eyes, to the color of our eyes, to the pigments within our eyes, to the glasses we wear, to the materials it's made of, to the ceiling above me, to the paint on it, to the composition of the ceiling, the materials it's made of. Every single component that is surrounding us today is a piece of data, albeit many of them very tiny pieces of data. Doesn't matter, it is a piece of data. This data ultimately is the basis of artificial intelligence. Now, much data is not stored in any place. If we look at plants outside, we these days get applications that can do plant recognition extremely well, that will give you various things that can either kill the plant or make it grow faster, can suggest similar plants. The same applies to wine. It can give you the tannin levels. So there is massive amounts of data out there. Every single thing that we ever encounter is made up of data. Every syllable we use is made up of data. A dictionary contains millions of pieces of data. Full stops, commas, letters, words, the order of those words, the synonyms, the antonyms, all and every single thing within a dictionary is a piece of data. Much data is not recorded, like the data far out in the universe that we understand because of the assimilations and things that we do. But of course, those data were not directly observed by many of us, but we have an understanding of the data because we can assimilate and associate them with other data that's similar. When we go into the sea, there's lots and lots of data, whether it's the fish, what the fish are made of, the colors of the fish, the different ways in which scales can vary between different kinds of fish, the colors of the water, the reason why a particular water color is the color it is, the reason why certain drops of water have a certain consistency versus other drops of water, the way the rays of the sun shine, the way in which the rays of the sun can be covered by clouds or not, the differences that the different kind of cloud covers can have. Everything and everything and every sound and everything that happens around us is made up of data. Now, data is the basis of artificial intelligence. Now, if I say everything, it means that the vast majority of everything around us is not recorded in any way, and in time will become bigger and bigger as a library of data gets simulated and assimilated and gets collated. So we are only now in the very beginning of the data, call it revolution, because a revolution it will be. And data will itself start interpreting data. In other words, data will ensure that it starts analyzing its component and its compositional parts that adds even more and more layers of data to the data. In other words, we are really in the early stages of data. Now, it's critical to understand that without data, there can be no artificial intelligence. In fact, without data, there can be no intelligence. Because intelligence was the way in which the world evolved from single cells to multiple cells, and it was done on the basis of replicating to ensure that we evolve and grow and that everything doesn't die out straight away. So intelligence is at the very basis of all life, is at the very basis of plants, of animals, of people, of the universe, of the clouds, of the rain, of every single plant around us, of every stone we see, of every crystal we encounter. All of that is made up of data, and all data is made up of a component of intelligence. Now, all that artificial intelligence does, it reads that data and it interprets that data on the basis of the accessible data that it has. In other words, if something is not contained in the data, it cannot be read and understood. In other words, data can only work on data that exist. It can certainly combine data and create new simulations, and on the basis of new simulations, new data will be created. That it can certainly do, but it has to have a foundation of data. The foundation of data is the basis of the universe and the basis of all existence. We are all made up of lots and lots and lots and millions of pieces of data, from the pigments of our skin to how our skin is made up, to our hair, to our toes, to our organs, to the way in which the organs connect, the way in which the organs work, what happens when there are obstructions and dysfunctions in our organs. Every single thing that we do is based on data. Now, if we look at the observable data today vis-a-vis the captured data, in other words, the data we have access to, that is a minute portion of the amount of data that's out there. We've often heard the saying that we're more interested in the skies above us than we are in the sea. So if we look at life in the sea and the sea just as an entity by itself, it contains so many elements of data that we've never even encountered and that we've never even been able to interpret, that the sea is a massive, literally, sea of data. So I think the important point I want to make, and we will carry on in time, but the important point I want to make is that data is the foundation of all artificial intelligence. Data is the foundation of all intelligence. Without data, we cannot interpret, we cannot understand the world, we cannot create, we cannot understand cause and effect, and there is a whole host of things that we cannot do. When we look at the component of data, which may be so minute that the eye can't see it, a micro atom that we cannot even see it with our eye, that is a piece of data. That combines with other pieces of data to form a different kind of data. So just to stop there, data is the feeding stock of everything that we do in the universe. And data is the source of all intelligence, and it's therefore also the source of all artificial intelligence. But as important, if we do not have the data, we do not have the feedstock for intelligence or for artificial intelligence. We have to have the data. We have to have access to the data, and we have to have the data in a position where it can work with other data and it can assimilate with other data. So data is the starting point of artificial intelligence. And it is the starting point of human life. It is the starting point of why the sun is the way it is, why the stars are shining. It is the starting point of everything that we encounter in life. If you believe in a God, there is another element of data. If you don't believe in a God, there is an element of data that's different from what other people may believe in. But every single one of those points will still be data points. Thank you.